And we're starting.
Yes, indeed. So we'll see how both runners will fare against the first stage in the game, which is Forest Follies. It's basically, it is the hardest stage in the game, despite it being the first one. It's a running gun stage, so it's the only one of its kind that we'll see. This is an all bosses category, but we're doing this running gun just because we want to get the coins to get extra weapons. And this stage has so many different patterns and so many ways that it can troll you. That for a race, it can be pretty nerve-wracking for the runners to just keep up with everything this stage has to throw at you. And then it culminates in a frame perfect trick near the end. So we'll see how both runners will. Kaleva, Kirthar gets trolled by. Oh, this is even worse.
Kirthar exiting the map. I think that was just a reflex.
No. Oh yeah, he should have retried instead of exiting the map. But what happened there is he was trying to get the coin, and unfortunately got hit right after getting the parry, which is required to get the coin. And due to that, he had to retry the stage. There's no way to get that coin with 1 HP.
Right. There is a backup. You may have just talked about it. With the Eggcorn, you can damage boost with an Eggcorn that falls down and get the coin that way. But he did not have the health to do that, unfortunately. So this is a very big early lead for Kaleva.
Yeah, and that can actually matter a lot. Kirthar finishing the stage, but we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see some mistakes from Kaleva for Kirthar to catch up.
It's been a very common theme in the tournament for an early death to happen on Forest or Frogs, and the runner not being able to catch up. But Kirthar is not the average runner, and so he can definitely catch up just by playing well.
Yes, that is for sure. I believe Kaleva went for the double damage lubber attack on the Onion.
He did, yes. So people are borrowing stuff from him.
That's nice of him. Kirthar instead opting to do a different strategy. It's much easier than the double damage lubber stuff, but it's a little bit slower. And we'll see how they fare against Frogs. There's got an RNG wall. Kaleva gets the flies, which is the best pattern. And then there's punches, which loses a few seconds. And with Kirthar already being far behind, I believe he really is hoping that he gets the flies, which is faster. Especially now that Kaleva got the flies.
Kirthar gets 5 flies, but he has no problem at all getting the glitch with 5 cards and 2 HP. So, or not the glitch, just the skip. So that was really good for, or sorry, I meant Kaleva. That was very good on Kaleva's part.
Yeah, I was thinking my stream was behind it. Yeah, so I believe this is gonna be, it's gonna give Kaleva a bit more of a lead.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, there's a pretty important boss fight here in R1, which might or might not give one of the two runners more time over the other. Kirthar, he was trying for the double damage lubber again, but he got all the roundabouts, unfortunately.
Yeah, so he wasn't going for the controlled swaps where he tries to choose the lobbers, but he does stand at a certain range where lobbers will do double damage anyways. But unfortunately, he gets really unlucky there. 47 is bad no matter what, pretty much. It's just a pretty unfortunate time. With the worst RNG, you're hoping to get a 45, but if your EXs are trolling you, then you can just get a 47 like Kirthar did.
Kaleva also went for the double damage lubbers on Goopy, and he got a really good fight. I believe that was close to 20.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, it looks like Kirthar wasn't going for those strats. He was just trying his hardest to just stop Goopy from jumping. It's another viable strategy. Just stay close to Goopy and don't let him jump, and then jump over your roundabouts. Try to maximize your damage that way. But I think that is a little slower. If especially, I believe, Wolf, you choose your lobbers for when he gets big, right?
Yeah. That is the most comfortable place to get him in. All right, so the boss I was talking about earlier that is very important. This is Hildeberg. There is one glitch which I think we're gonna try and see both runners get, at least try and get. And this glitch is very specific. You have to deal a pretty specific amount of damage to Hilda. And if you do that, you can actually freeze her in one of her phases, and that saves quite a bit of time with invincibility. Kaleva, I don't want to say anything to see if he gets it. Yeah,
he under damages a little bit. So he didn't do quite enough damage, but that was pretty close.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think he messed up the nuke because he nuked against the tornado, and if you don't use the nuke up close, then you're not gonna deal the full damage from him. We'll see if Kirthar is able to get it. And that's
yeah, I've seen him do that before too. I think Kaleva likes to nuke the tornado and then try to compensate with extra damage. Kirthar, the hitbox extends a little bit when Hilda transforms, and that nicks Kirthar. That's a very long death there.
Yeah, definitely very punishing, especially since it was already behind from another death in Forest Fires.
So this is a huge lead for Kaleva right now.
Yes, I do believe we have to see some mistakes from Kaleva at this point for Kirthar to be able to catch up. Optimizations alone from Kirthar are not gonna be able to give him enough time. Okay, so Kirthar is finishing up with Hildeberg, and Kaleva is also down with L1 with probably one of the easier fights in the game, Gagni. Then after both runners get past L1 and enter L2, we'll give the times and see how far behind Kirthar is right now. For those who don't know, we're using loadless time here in Cuphead because there is some randomness with load times, so a fair way to actually time this game is to remove load times. So the runners are not exactly synced up with the timers, but it's fine because they're not supposed to be. We'll see. So Kaleva is exiting at 719.20. Try and write it down.
Oh, we're not saying that the nuke didn't hit. We're saying that it hit the tornado and that the splash damage hit Hilda, but he didn't compensate enough. He didn't do enough damage afterwards.
Yeah, there are basically 4 ranges for the nuke, for 4 amounts of damage that you can deal. So if you're at the closest to Hilda, it's gonna deal the full damage. If you're a bit far away, it's not gonna deal. It's gonna miss on 38 HP and so on. Alright, I didn't see what Kaleva's minions were. I just saw that he got the chemical nest.
Kirthar getting a very fast flower though. But again, this is Kirthar has to rely on Kaleva making some sort of mistake in the run, which is very possible because there's a lot of really trolly bosses in this game.
Okay, and Kirthar is exiting L1 with 8:21 on the timer, so he is 1 minute and 2 seconds behind Kaleva. Unfortunately, some early deaths cost him a lot. There are still tons of opportunities for him to catch up though, that is for sure. But we need to see some mistakes from Kaleva.
Kaleva's in the lead, so audio is being switched to him.
Kirthar not getting good RNG. He got the Gamble Machine and didn't get the quick kill. And then he got the Jawbreaker. So I believe he's gonna have a bit of a slow balance there. Kaleva with 2 HP on the final phase, so he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, you never really want to see 36 on Baroness. But sometimes you can mistime a lobber that you're trying to do double damage with, or you can get hit when you don't want to, and it's really hard to get a 33 like you would want. You can even get sub 30 in that fight with new strats, and Wolf's gotten 28s in a couple of runs now, but that's insanely hard. Like a 33 or so is a pretty good time.
Yeah, there are definitely more advanced strats for the minions, but those are very difficult.
Kaleva getting the jewelry, it can be sometimes it can be really easy to dodge. It really just depends on where the jewelry goes, but sometimes you have to get out of the way and you lose a little bit of damage.
Yes. But I was shooting mini bombs on screen. That's not as random. There's an off-screen hitbox down below that is hitting. And Cuphead likes to do that a lot, to just store hitboxes that are not being used off screen, and you can actually hit them if you know where they are. Right,
It was a little scary at the end, but Kaleva closes it out.
I got a 55. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, especially for a race, 55 is really good.
Even though they don't, the game is not tied by the time that the scoreboard tells you. Runners like to look at the in-game time just as an indication of how well they did at certain fight.
Right. It's really accurate. It's accurate to a second. So it doesn't tell you everything, but it really helps.
Yeah. Oh, did he have a retry?
Yes, he did. Kaleva has to retry there, which is probably about a 12-second time loss, maybe. It really just depends on the pattern that he got, but so he gets a clean glitch there, though. You can tell by the smoke that's rising up. He didn't have to use any EXs, so he can use them on the hidden hitbox on the left side there. He uses all his EXs there, which did so much damage, and some of them may have even done triple damage. Wow. Yeah, so the second fight was very clean. Probably, that looked like a 31 or so.
Yeah, really.
If I had to guess.
Coming from Kaleva.
A 30, yeah, that was sick. Sometimes when you're hitting that off-screen hitbox, if you shoot a lobber diagonally and up, you can do triple damage, and so you can do a lot of damage even to the boss's fourth phase right after you kill the first phase, if you do it optimally. And so that's probably what happened to Kaleva, and so he gets a really, really good time of 30. It's basically the best you could possibly want.
Yes, that hitbox is in the perfect position for you to just aim up, diagonally up, and try and do double triple damage. Kirthar is about one boss behind this point, but I believe he had, simply because of the fact that he didn't have to retry on that, I believe he did gain some time with Kaleva in this higher.
Yes. Kaleva getting a very early dragon glitch, so he's gonna have to deal with the fire minions, but if he survives, it'll be a really fast fight, because he's done a lot of damage.
Yes. He gets knocked out.
And Kirthar closing out Beppy.
32.
So the pressure's on for Kaleva. Kaleva has to do the rest of the game pretty perfectly, because Kirthar is probably not going to give him any room for error.
Yeah, Kirthar knows he has to catch up, so he's probably gonna try and play at his fullest and play more aggressively, so Even if Kaleva just decides to play more safe and then he does mistakes on top of that, that could give Kirthar a chance.
Oh, Kirthar are taking 2 hits, and it doesn't look like he did enough damage to get the glitch here. So he's going to have to deal with Hydra. And, oh, he barely gets the glitch, so that was extremely good.
So as long as he steps on these clouds correctly, he's not going to have an issue here.
Nice. So that was a really good fight. If he didn't get the glitch at the very end there, he was gonna have to deal with the Hydra phase at the end. And if the clouds are not nice to you, then you can die.
Yep, and we have a few runners dying just exactly like that.
Yeah, so he's an extremely hard boss.
Okay, get your OOOs ready in the chat. We have the B boss. He gets the middle pattern, nice. If you deal enough damage here, this is the only pattern that allows you to get a 1 cycle and can save around 7 seconds.
Kaleva doing a ninja jump to get to a platform that actually matters. Oh, he gets it. Yeah, that was really sick. So he gets the quick kill, even though the platforms weren't super good to him.
Yes, that gave some extra time to Kaleva.
Yeah. Doesn't the off-screen hitbox disappear when you get to the 4th phase? Yes, it does. But what we're saying is, if you get a triple lobber when you're, say, 5 damage from the 3rd phase dying, you can do a lot of damage to the 4th phase because the damage carries over.
Kirthar also getting the BRNG. He had a slightly better platform.
Both players getting BRNG.
Nice. Okay, here's the robot. Blink and you'll miss it unless you see the runners will try. This is one of the fights that if you stay on script and do the fight how it's supposed to be done, it's completely fine. But then if you do mistakes, then it's very easy to just miss the glitch.
Nice. Kaleva gets a really solid 15 there.
Yeah, and
Kirthar's also really good at robot.
We'll see what Kirthar is going to be able to do.
Kirthar not killing the antenna. He takes a hit too, but he should be okay. Oh, he doesn't do quite enough damage. I think he may have not gotten a bomb that he wanted to get off there. So he has to retry the robot. It's probably going to be a 13-second time loss or so.
He did get the bomb in between the axes. I believe he's just pulled the trigger too early.
So he goes for 3 swaps again, and I'm not sure if he's doing that on purpose. But that is a strategy to do 3 swaps instead of 4. Nice. So he gets it there. Kaleva almost having to chase Sally across the stage in the last phase. He missed a lot at the end there. But he closes it out with a really solid time of 41. Kaleva doing the, he was doing some lobber swaps, I believe, on the 2nd phase. And that's a very recently developed tech for him. I think he learned it this week or last week. And so good on him for practicing it and putting it into the run. He got 2 double damage lobbers on Sally there, which really helps. And Kirthar, I'm really not sure. I've never really seen him do Sally. I don't really know how he does the 2nd phase. So let's see here if he does any tech here to kill the phase. Oh, it looks like he's going for it. So it looks like he went for it, but he didn't quite get it. He does get a really fast kill though. Sally dies at the top, and so this phase spawns faster. And the boss that Kaleva is on is a very easy boss. But there's also, with the new tech that's found with lobbers, you can even save time here.
Yes, the double damage lobber definitely saves time on a lot of bosses. And that's what allowed the game to push much further. Alright, again, Kirthar is about 1 boss behind of Kaleva. So Kaleva is not giving Kirthar any breathing room aside from the reach round battle. We'll see what Captain Brannybeard has to say about it. One of the most dangerous bosses on the run.
Yes.
Followed by also one of the most dangerous bosses of the run, Kaleva.
Yeah, this gauntlet is extremely hard. The end of aisle 3.
Alright, he gets a pretty safe camp pattern. I believe we're gonna see that to cycle here. Yes.
Yeah, he has 5 EXs here. He's poised to get a 32 or a 33. The last 3 bosses of aisle 3 are extremely scary, and they're all consecutive, so you have to fight them one after another. That was the first one. Briny Beard is extremely hard sometimes. Some of the patterns are really hard, and you can die super easy, and you can also just lose like 8 seconds sometimes. I think that's the worst possible amount of time you can lose. And then Kala Maria is the next one. Kala Maria, there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. The last phase can kill you pretty easy, especially since you have to tank 2 hits a lot of times on this fight. So Kaleva is just not even going for it. He's just gonna keep all his HP, which makes a lot of sense. And you can also do too much damage. This is one of the few bosses in the game where you can do too much damage and soft lock her, and she can disappear from the map, and you won't be able to complete the level. And so Kaleva, fortunately, he was calculating his damage, and with that pattern, I think he was fine. But he doesn't get that. So, and he has 2 HP in the last phase, so he should be fine. Oh, he gets hit by the spikes. I don't know if that was on purpose, just a damage boost, but he closes it out. It was a pretty solid fight by Kaleva.
Yeah, I don't know either if it was on purpose, but sometimes it is hard to see those spikes because you have to look at the right hand of the side of the screen. So you have to look behind Calamaria and the edge of the screen. And so
45 is pretty good for that pattern. When she dives down and gets the yellow fish, it wastes a lot more time than when she gets the red fish. With the red fish, you can skip the second phase, I believe. So let's see what Kirthar gets here. So Kirthar gets a summon and the red fish, and he actually keeps 1 of his HP. That's really good. So he's going to get a really fast fight, and he has 2 HP for the last phase. So he's in a comfortable position to get a fast and safe finish to this fight.
Exactly.
And Kaleva is on to one of the most technical fights in the game. This fight really tests how good you are at the game. Each phase can hit you when you don't want it to, and this one right here is this ruined a lot of runs for a lot of people. Kaleva gets a really fast kill on both of them. You want to kill them both at the same time, but it can be really easy to get hit when you don't want to there. And if you get hit when you don't want to in this fight, the last phase will just troll you, and there's nothing you can do. It's really hard to do damage while you're dodging these flames and that boomerang here. A lot of times you just want the HP to just tank these flames.
Yes, having to do the final phase with 1 HP is absolutely scary. And we'll see.
Nice, 55. Really good time by Kaleva.
Right, starting on one of the most punishing bosses in that game. Can you talk a little bit about him, guys?
King Dice is the longest to fight in the game, and there's a little bit of RNG in it. Actually, when you count Monkey, there's a lot. There's 3 mini bosses that the runners need to fight before they fight King Dice himself, and they're going to be fighting number 2, number 4, and number 9. And there's also 3 hearts that you can see on the board right now, and they are randomly distributed among the numbers, 1 for each. For each combo of 3 numbers, there's a heart for each one, and so there's a pretty good chance that you're going to get at least 1 heart. I believe Kaleva didn't get anything there, and so he's going to have to fight chips and be careful here, and just not take any damage. He seemed to do a good amount of damage there, though. Nice. He gets a pretty solid kill. It can be some of the patterns are hard to react to, and if you take a hit there and you don't have hearts later on, then you will lose time later on. especially on King Dice himself when the cards are coming at you. You really want health for that.
Good day for a swell battle. Now,
Yeah, and the domino fight is also a bit scary. If he does the attack is exactly this attack.
Oh,
It's a bit
Kaleva
hard.
taking a hit and wasting an EX there.
Yeah, that's not only gonna be a time loss here, it's also gonna be a time loss on the cards, as you said.
Yeah, he's either going to have to parry a card and lose some time on the results screen and lose some time by, pausing the game from the parry, or he can dash at the end of the card chain and waste a little time there, but the scoreboard at the end will be pretty quick. But before that, he has to get through something way harder than King Dice himself. The monkey is just the hardest part of King Dice, because you can do this perfectly and they can still troll you. You have to make the monkey barely bounce off the wall and then scroll the screen. Kaleva gets it first try, which is awesome. So you have to have really good timing, and then you mini plane and go to the other side of the screen. You don't have to mini plane, but you just need to get over there quick. And Kaleva gets it first try, but unfortunately, it doesn't always work. Even if you're perfect, it's just one of the parts of the game that can troll you. So Kaleva dashes there, which is definitely faster. If he parries one of the cards there, then he wastes about 0.8 seconds on the result screen right here. The parry marker goes up, but he doesn't. So he's trying to make sure Kirthar can't catch up. But if Kaleva does the double first try, then he will take the first game. But keep in mind, this is a best of 3, so we're gonna run it back.
Yeah, the set is far from over. You can actually take those cards with 2 HP without having the dash, but it's much harder and it's understandable. It's understandable why Kaleva didn't go for it.
Kirthar also getting a very fast monkey. But the damage is done, and it's up to Kaleva right now to just close out the double. He takes a hit very early on. That's a really hard pattern. One of the hardest patterns at first, because you need to have a card to be able to do damage there while you're dodging that. And Kaleva gets the spider, which is the slowest pattern, by far the unluckiest pattern for the devil. And he's also at 1 HP. So this can go very badly if if he makes a mistake here at the end. He does have 5 cards though. He might be able to just close this out really quick.
You see, this phase can be very quick if you just do the double damage.
He can maybe kill a double before the minions do anything.
And he gets it.
Nice. So GG to Kaleva. Kaleva gets a 24-43. Very solid time.
Yes, indeed.
It's very nerve-wracking to fight the devil with 1 HP, especially in a race where you're ahead by 1 boss. So he gets a 49, which is pretty slow, but he was just trying to survive there. That's all he needs, after all. Yeah, GG to Kaleva. Very, very strong performance in the first race.
Yes, I believe he did have 1 retry on Batty, so without that retry, he would have had a really solid run. Kirthar is, I think, about to close it out. And
nice, so sub 26 for Kirthar.
1 minute behind Kaleva, which actually isn't much, considering how far behind he was.
Right. Considering all the deaths, that probably means that his fights were faster on average when you don't count the fights where he died. So he was probably doing really well, like catching up. But he did have a very early death in that race, but he has another chance to. He's gonna have to do it twice in a row. That's the cost of losing the first one. But he can definitely do it. Kirthar is insanely good at this game. One of the best in the world. He is number 4 right now. He has a very solid time, and he can definitely do it.
And just to give you an idea, he did not just have a death in Forest Follies. He also had a death on Hilda, and I believe 2 retries on the robot. So only being 1 minute behind. It's pretty impressive. I think if Kirthar gets this run next time, then he's gonna have a really solid shot. But yeah, we're just gonna wait for the runners to get ready, and then we'll get to round 2.
Well, Cuphead and his pal Bugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came on Devil's Game and well, Cuphead and his pal Bugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came on Devil's Game and gosh, they paid the price. Paid the price. And now they're fighting for their lives on a mission fraught with dread. And if they proceed,
I wonder if Kirthar is going to change up his strats here at the beginning of the game. For those of you who are watching Wolf's race, Wolf played at the beginning of a lot of races very safe because he just didn't want to die at the very beginning. It's very hard to catch up with a death, but with losing 5 seconds, you can catch up just with outplaying your opponent later on. And when you're racing someone at the same skill level as you, it can be hard to decide what to do. When you might want to play safe, but if you play safe, you might not be able to keep up with him because he's the same level, and he might be able to just not play safe and actually beat you. But if you don't play safe, then you might just die. So it can be hard to decide what to do. So maybe Kirthar is going to change up his strats here for the forests. He might kill the Acorn Maker without 1 HP. We'll see what happens. That's sometimes people play safer in the second race.
Yes, this is quite a dilemma that people often have to deal with when racing opponents that are close to their skill level. We will see. I do expect Kirthar to try and play a bit safe on Forest, to be honest.
I think it might be worth it.
Yeah. Considering he did die last race, his confidence with Forest Follies might be a bit... might not be as high.
And it may be a slightly different situation since you guys are different players, but I think you were rewarded every time you played safe on Forest. I think you won every race where you did that.
It's so easy to die on Forest Follies if anything just goes wrong. So you just want to make sure that anything that can troll you on Forest Follies doesn't actually troll you. Anyway,
nice.
We have
second race is starting.
Let's go. Kirthar is 1 race away from being eliminated from the tournament. He might still have to play the round for the 3rd position, but apart from that, anyone who loses this race is going to be out of the tournament, and Kirthar is 1 race away from being out of the tournament. And we'll see what Forest, how both runners are going to handle the Forest.
I believe he has 1 race after this. If he loses, he's going to play for 3rd. Whoever loses this plays for 3rd.
Yeah. Kirthar actually not playing it as safe. He's just spinning up through the stage. Goes for Acorn Skip, and he gets his 2nd try.
Nice, gets a pretty smooth Acorn Skip there.
Gets a really nice Forest Follies. Kaleva getting Acorn Skip 1st try. But he decides
having a little trouble with his dashes after, but it doesn't matter. This is still a very fast time for him. So a mid 35 for Kaleva. I think Kirthar was even a little faster.
Yeah, I do believe Kirthar had a slightly faster force volleys, despite getting second try the Acorn skip as opposed to Kaleva's first try.
Yeah, it was a fast second try though.
This match will get red hot. Now go!
Kirthar might get a 28 here. This looks like a very fast fight. Oh, never mind. He gets the whiffed EX, so maybe not, but it looks like a 29.
Yeah, this category requires you to keep swapping weapons at every time. And if you swap weapons at the same time that the EX is supposed to come out, you get a nothing, which is basically an empty EX. It doesn't actually do anything. Kirthar is just ever so slightly ahead of Kaleva. I will see what the frogs have to say about it.
Good day for a swell battle.
Right.
Now go!
They can shoot flies or they can shoot Hadoukens, and the flies are a little faster, but it's harder to save time. It's harder to get a skip. You can skip the second phase with both of them, but so you do want flies, but it is harder. Kirthar getting 3 nothings there, so it's gonna be very unfortunate if he doesn't get this. Okay, he gets it.
Okay, both runners got flies. Kirthar got 7 flies, and I believe Kaleva got 6.
Yeah. It's maybe fortunate for him to get 7 flies because he got 3 nothings. Kaleva misses, so this is the second phase that you can potentially skip.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna do some time for Kaleva. During most of that phase, those frogs were invincible. That's why you wanna potentially defeat the fight in as few cycles as possible, because they get invisibility at that point.
Kaleva gets the hardest pattern to survive on, and he has 1 HP. But looks like he's doing nice. He closes it out. So Kirthar had a 328 enter for Goopy, so let's see what Kaleva had, or is going to have. Nice. Kirthar getting a really good first phase for Goopy. Unfortunately, he just gets unlucky again with his EXs. Oh, did you see the entrance time for Kaleva? It looked like maybe 8 or 9 seconds behind.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I think it was around 9 or 10 seconds behind. Not sure.
Yeah, both runners getting pretty unlucky here with their EXs. Wow, Kaleva, that was really cool. He gets his roundabouts to hit again, and he also gets a double lobber. It's really cool that he found time to do both. They both get 23s, because if you get nothings in this fight, which is, again, when your EXs glitch out instead of actually working, sometimes they just don't work in this version of the game, when you're mashing your weapon swap really fast. And so in that fight, you can lose 1 or 2 seconds just from that.
Yes, we'll see what Hildeberg is going to look like for both runners. This is again one of the main points of Divergence of IL-1. Where if you get the glitch, you're going to save a ridiculous amount of time, and if you don't, you're going to lose a ridiculous amount of time.
Yeah, this is the most influential boss in the game.
Kirthar has a shot. I just barely missed it. We'll see Kaleva.
Yeah, we saw the archer guy, so that means that he did not do enough damage. And so now Kaleva has a shot here. He took a hit on purpose, he's damage boosting, and it looks like he got it. So Kaleva gets the freeze here. So now he just needs to survive and he'll get a really good time. So parries are going to come to him for the rest of the fight. and if you aim well, you can do a lot of damage with the EXs. You can get them to hit 5 times if you aim well, but if you don't aim well, they can hit even just 2 times.
I believe.
And so,
Go ahead.
oh no, go ahead. That's good.
I believe Kaleva is now 1 second behind Kirthar. 551 exit from Kirthar. And 553. Okay, so 2 seconds. But Kaleva definitely caught up with Kirthar. Thanks.
Yeah, so Kaleva coming back, even though he misses the skipping the frog's second phase, which is a very common skip. You almost never see a runner miss that.
And he also loses quite a bit of time. But thanks to the fact that he killed the glitch over Kirthar. He actually caught up with him, and this is a really close race.
Kirthar on pace to get a 24 here.
He does get that 24, which is a really nice time. And Kaleva also with a 24.
So this is a really, really close race.
Yes, indeed. And IL-2 has quite a bit of RNG in it. I don't know. So we have a 703 exit for Kirthar. And for Kaleva, the 705. So again, 2 seconds behind.
So they're very even, but the runs were very different. Kirthar was like he was smooth sailing, pretty decent at a pretty decent pace, and Kaleva had really high highs and very low lows. He had a couple of really good fights and a couple of really bad fights, and now the runners are basically even.
Kaleva got the waffle when he flies high, which just a chance to give you a really early attack. That was scary. Also, runners are opting to... Oh no, never mind, they're doing this strategy. I thought for a second Kaleva was doing the roundabout shot. Kirthar with a 34. I believe Kaleva is also going to have a similar time. Yep, 34. One of the most RNG-based bosses in the entire game, which has a difference between best and worst time of about 4 or 5 seconds. And both runners are actually tied up. That's insane.
Here's a real high-class bout. Here goes.
You start taking a hit, interesting. But I believe he's gonna be fine. Ooh, I don't know if that hit nuke hit for full damage. We'll see. Okay, it did. There's the heart, which just loses a bit of time. Ooh. That looked dangerously close.
Good save for us. Well battled. It's on.
Alright, Kirthar getting the jewels again, which is a relatively easy pattern. And also the fastest, because it also forces you to get up close to Jimmy. Kirthar just barely... Oh, never mind. He just barely avoided a hit off of one of the saw blades, but then he got hit by the pillar. And doing this final phase with 2 HP is a bit scary. If you're at 3 HP, it's fine, as in even if you get trolled hard by Jimmy, you're usually gonna survive. But less than that, and then you have a chance to die. Unless you play it safe and lose time. Oh, Kaleva also taking a hit by the pillar. He's gonna be in the same exact situation as Kirthar.
This match will get red hot. And begin!
Right, Kirthar can get that big glitch. No problem there. And Kaleva finishing up. So both runners are still very close between each other. Time of 55 coming from Kaleva, which I believe was a bit faster than Kirthar's.
A great slam and then some. Now go!
Wolf, can you hear me?
Yes, indeed. Okay.
Okay.
Had some technical issues.
Yeah. Yes, Kaleva took a death to Wally. Kaleva died at the very end of Wally. It was a very unfortunate death. It was a really hard pattern, and he had 1 HP. And with that pattern, when you have 1 HP, you really don't want to see that pattern.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So Kaleva's going to have to start climbing back here.
Yeah, this is the opposite situation that we saw in the first race. Alright, we'll call the time. Let's see, Kirthar is gonna exit the Dire House at 12:59. Time it after the cutscene.
Yeah, it's very important to see exactly how far behind Kaleva is right now.
This match will get red hot. Now go!
If I had to guess, it would be something like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if Kirthar is getting the RNG. Then he gets the middle
He
pattern
does get
again. Nice. Ooh.
However, he hits very bad platforms, so he's probably not going to be able to close this out.
Oh, he died from one of the rockets off screen.
Yeah, that was he barely gets clipped. That really sucks because he barely got clips there.
Alright, let's see the time for Kaleva. Although after the death, it's gonna be a bit messed up. 48 seconds. 48 seconds of difference, but thanks to Kirthar's death, it's gonna be less. Although Kirthar still has the lead, undoubtedly.
Kirthar gets BRNG again. And he gets the fast kill.
Supposed to be 33%. Kaleva not getting it. So this is gonna be a 2-cycle fight.
There are gonna be some days where it just seems to never happen, and then there are gonna be other days where it just happens over and over. It's very frustrating.
My personal best is 4 times in a row. which is 1/81.
Here's a real high-class bout.
Kirthar onto the robot again. Very hard boss to do during a race.
Yeah, we'll see. Kirthar still has the lead, but it goes.
Oh, nice. He gets the kill there. If you kill the bottom part before you kill the middle part, that it can be the damage that you do to the heart. It can be hard to calculate how much damage you've done. It can be really weird, and that happened to him. But he manages to do it anyway. So very good for on Kirthar to get a 15 there.
That's for sure. So as we said in the last race, we're gonna have a bit of a break from difficult bosses with Sally and Werner Verman, which, if you're trying to get the fastest times, there is some difficult tech, but there is very little chance of actually dying to them. And then the hard boss gauntlet is gonna start from Captain Brannigear. We're gonna try and call some more time, I guess, since there was a death from Kirthar on remote on bottoms.
Kirthar going for the double lobbers here.
Yeah, unfortunately not getting it though.
So Kirthar is 22 seconds ahead of Kaleva right now. The entrance to Sally was a 22-second difference, and so that is definitely he can definitely just get that from execution. Kaleva has 2 cards here. He's gonna try to hit a lobber on both of those. Nice, he gets both. That was really good. So he only has 2 cards, so he can't get a super quick kill, but he has 2 HP, so he's gonna tank these mice here and just kill this phase as fast as he can.
Yeah, and I don't expect the final phase to be an issue either. I don't believe any of the 2 runners are doing the lobber tech on Werner Verman, are they?
No. I think you're the only person in the world who does the Werner tech. They do try to hit them when he's moving, but nobody does it when he's standing still like you do. But they do try to get the double lobbers when he's moving. It's just really hard and it's inconsistent.
Yeah, that's the problem about this strategy. You can still get the fastest time, but you need to absolutely get the lobbers, and if you get the roundabout, then it's very hard to actually swing it back and take advantage of it. Okay, here start with a 32, which is a really nice time.
Kaleva looks like he's on pace to get like a 34, so this isn't the cleanest fight.
Alright, Kaleva closing it out. We'll see what the time is, and in the meantime, Kirthar is starting off with Captain Brannigear. Really, can we just mention how awkward it is to hit this guy?
Yeah, you have to get right up in his face, and he just shoots his gun at you.
He gets the shark, which is a pretty safe pattern.
Yeah, it's always nice to see the shark. When I get the shark, my blood pressure lowers by like 5 points or so.
Yeah. Definitely a bit of a...
Let's see what Kaleva gets. If the hardest patterns are when he pulls out his gun again after he puts it away. And there's a couple of different patterns that you can get there when he pulls it back out. But if you do enough damage, you can avoid the hardest ones. But it's really hard to do enough damage to avoid that. And so sometimes you just have to deal with it. And you lose time, and you can also just die because it's really hard to avoid the bullets from those patterns.
Yeah.
And so that's why this is one of the hardest in the game.
Luckily, both runners got the shark, so...
Yeah,
this was
they
a
both
really
get the
nice
shark.
Brannigear. Surprisingly. He likes to troll you very often. Okay, Kirthar gets ghosts, which is the worst RNG.
Yeah, you can still get about a 44 with this pattern, but with some other patterns, you can technically get like a 37. And so, yeah, definitely not the best RNG here. It is a lot
Yeah.
safer though. You can make sure you have 2 HP. So Kirthar is opting to just not do any more damage there because he doesn't want to soft lock the boss. And it looks like he was about 250 damage off or so. He was maybe like 2 or 3 seconds off. So that was a pretty good call on his part. He wasn't that far away from getting the soft lock there.
Yeah, the last thing you want to see on Calamari is getting the soft lock, which forces you to retry.
Yeah, I think it's happened at least once in this tournament.
Oh yeah, I think it happened to Orange Puddings.
It happened to Sparkles too.
Oh. It isn't technically a soft lock because there is a hidden hitbox in this fight, but it's very inconsistent to hit. So might as well be a soft lock.
Nice. Kirthar getting a really good lobber there. I don't know if that was double or triple, but that was really quick.
And handles the skeleton pretty well as well.
If Kirthar does these next couple of fights really fast, then there isn't really a way for Kaleva to catch up.
Yep.
There's not enough content in this game left for Kaleva to catch up if Kirthar is just really good here.
There is still the monkey.
But yeah, there is the monkey. Oh, you're right. It could technically troll him like 3 or 4 times, but the most I've ever seen is 2, which is about 10 seconds or so.
I hope I didn't just jinx it like that. We'll see. King Dice is a pretty scary fight, but
yeah.
Go ahead.
People lose time from Monkey all the time from execution mistakes, but sometimes you can do it perfectly and just lose like 10 seconds. And so that's one way for Kaleva to catch up here. But King Dice is just really scary. The Chips fight, the first fight in King Dice, can have some really hard patterns to react to. It really depends on what you get, though.
Yeah.
So let's see how many hearts Kirthar gets here.
Kirthar enters Hell at 21-14. Just gonna say that so that we can see how far behind Kaleva is.
You have a 19 and yeah, 3 hearts. You have a 19 and 27 chance to get 1 or more hearts, and he gets 3 right here, which is insanely lucky. That's 1 in 27.
That means that this fight is gonna be pretty safe for him. Okay, Kaleva entering at 29-39, so that is 25 seconds behind Kirthar.
You said 20?
25. It's 21-14 for Kirthar versus 21-39 for Kaleva.
Okay.
Okay, Kaleva gets 1 heart. So this
Did you just see that fight? I think that fight was insanely fast.
Yeah, I wasn't paying too much attention, but I think it was pretty fast.
A brawl is surely brewing. And begin.
He does take a few hits on poker chips, but thanks to the fact that he has hearts all across the board, then this is not an issue at all for Kirthar.
Right.
If anything, I'm expecting them to be intentional, since it does make the fight faster.
So Kirthar got maybe the fastest poker chips kill I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody kill him that fast. So I don't. If he got a good domino fight, then he is on pace to get maybe a 126 or so if he gets a good monkey.
If he gets a good monkey.
Yeah. So he gets a fast pattern. Oh, that was a good bounce. Nice.
Okay. I actually didn't see the bounce. That's why I was a bit.
Did he have a good domino fight?
I think he had a decent one.
Okay, I think I'm gonna call it. I think he's gonna get a 127. This looks like a really good King Dice, I think.
Yeah, there is a really good King Dice. No worse than one. He got a bit of a slower monkey, but not the slowest. So there is very little chance for Kaleva to catch up at this point, assuming
Right.
Devil corrected.
Kaleva gets a good bounce too. 128. Very, very solid time by Kirthar.
As 128 is a very good time that you all will connect.
So Kaleva closes out the monkey and is in the same situation as Kirthar was last race. He has 3 HP. He's about to close out King Dice, and he just has to hope that Kirthar makes a mistake here on the devil.
Yes, even if Kirthar gets the spider pattern, which is low, that's not going to be enough of a time loss for Kaleva to catch up. He needs to either have a death or a soft lock.
Kirthar needs to just play it safe here and close this out. Taking a hit there, he wasn't. I don't think he was going for doing any damage there. I think he was trying to play it safe and managed to get hit. All right, so he has 2 HP going into hell. Having 2 HP going down there is a very good feeling. Usually 2 HP is safe, but in a race like this,
in phase 1. So there is that. He got the clap and got hit, and then he got the pain.
Yeah.
Alright, I believe Kirthar is gonna close this out. Nice. Nice job.
GG to Kirthar, 24-31. So even better than Kaleva's time that he won with last race. Both very good times.
And we're gonna see game 3.
Looks like Kaleva's on pace to barely get a sub 25.
Not quite, unfortunately, but there's still a pretty good run considering.
Nice, 25-02. So 1-1. So both semifinals were game 3s, as close as it can get.
The other semifinals didn't go to game 3. It was my race against Jason that went to game 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the race I was thinking of. So we're gonna have a quick break again, and they're just gonna get set up one more time. This will be the last race.
Yeah, we will be right back.
Well, Cuphead and his Kaleva man, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came on. A brawl is surely brewing. It's on. Well, Cuphead and his Kaleva man, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came on Devil's Game, and gosh, they paid the price. Paid the price. And now they're fighting for their lives on a mission fraught with dread. And if they proceed but don't succeed, well, the devil will take their heads.
And the third race is starting.
Yeah.
This is the final race no matter what.
Hard to say who's gonna win, actually. These few races have been close, despite that's coming from Kirthor's side in race 1 and from Kaleva's side in race 2.
And begin.
Just noticed Kirthar doing the old school way of completing forests where you don't jump after you do your dashes, and this is really fast too. You can you have to do forest a little differently though, but you can get some really good times this way too.
Yeah, we have a
Kirthar
second
gets a really
try.
fast clip. Yeah, really fast clip there.
And Kaleva getting first try. Again, we have a very similar beginning as to last race.
Yeah. The
Leave
first race and
Kaleva.
the second race were very similar. Both runners doing the same thing to each other. Winning by about a boss, taking advantage of the other runner's mistake, and capitalizing on the rest of the race, and just being strong the rest of the race. So let's see what happens here. .122 entrance from Kirthar, very solid entrance, even outside of a race. That's just a really good entrance overall.
Kaleva had a bit of an issue with imagining, so he has a 125.
So 3-second lead for Kirthar right now.
Yeah, but that is only the beginning, of course.
I'm sure most people here know from the other races, but they're shooting those roundabouts behind them at the very beginning because the potato is invincible for a split second.
Yes, that is correct. Okay, Kirthar gets a pretty good route back. I think Kaleva does as well.
Yeah, they both look pretty good. How much time does a semi star skip save?
Ooh, nice. Kaleva got a 28.
Wow, 28.
Yeah, star skip. I think it saves around a second. I'm not too sure.
No, I mean a semi star skip where you get one of the two stars filled in.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that. Obviously less than the complete star skip. Okay, both runners getting flies.
This is a very even race right now. About a second difference. Oh, Kirthar missing the skip. He's going to have to go through this second phase right here, which wastes a lot of time no matter what. You cannot damage the boss right
Kaleva
now.
also
Doesn't
missed
matter if you shoot him.
this.
Yeah, they both missed the skip.
It's very interesting because this is phase skip that you usually always get.
Right.
And both runners just miss it. Not that big of a deal. You just have to go through it. That does lose a bit of time because you have to sit through invisibility.
Kirthar gets 6 lobbers in a row there. Pretty cool. Nice. The cheetah is very scary with 1 HP, and Kaleva closes that out. Probably gets about a 52, the same as Kirthar, or maybe a 53. Nice.
That's a 52. I think this is a pretty tight race at this point. Kirthar was ahead before the root pack, but then Kaleva got that amazing 28.
A great clap and then stop. Here goes.
Again, we're gonna see slightly different strategies for Kupi coming from both runners. Kirthar is just gonna use all of his DXs here when his Kupi goes. Kaleva is gonna hold back on those and use them later to catapult damage from the lobbers. Gets
I'm really
one
not sure. I'm really not sure what's better if if the EXs you're shooting are just random. I'm not sure which strategy is better, but I do know that letting him jump is better if you're going to be aiming your EXs. If you're going to be choosing which ones you're getting, that'll be the fastest way to complete the fight. But that is definitely the hardest way too.
Yes, that means that you have to count your swaps and actually be careful with how many weapon swaps you do between each EX.
Yeah, you have to start doing actual combos with your controller.
Actual fighting game combos.
Here's a real high-class bout.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's actually very similar to fighting game combos. So now Hilda, the hardest part of aisle 1.
okay, good start from Kirthar. I believe he does have a chance in the glitch. Especially with the tornado. It's slower, but it's much safer.
And Kirthar was deciding there whether to go for the super fast cycle, but he decides not to, which is a good decision. I think he barely didn't have the cards to make that work. And Kaleva actually does not have the cards to go for the skip, and he's going to lose a lot of damage here. If you don't do 2 damage boosts on Hilda, you lose a lot of damage. Oh, Kirthar takes a death there.
This match will get red hot.
Kirthar was
Hilda's-
getting better because he didn't get the glitch, but at least he did have the card, so he did the damage boost. And unfortunately, he took a death. So this is gonna undoubtedly put Kirthar behind.
Yeah, so Kirthar was going to save time because he did the damage boost correctly, but that's what killed him. He ended up dying because he had 1 HP. So Kaleva is going to have a very slow fight, but he doesn't die, so he's going to take a lead here, a very early lead.
This might mean a lot for the later points of the round.
Yes, Legacy is the first version of the game.
He also doesn't get the glitch on the second try.
Yeah, 115, so he's definitely not happy about that, but he is happy that he didn't just die. And if he knows Kirthar's pace, then he might start playing defensively here.
Yeah, we'll see. If he doesn't know that is ahead of Kirthar, then we might actually see Kaleva play more aggressively since he got that 115. And that also means higher chance of death. So it is definitely far from over, but it is undoubtedly true that Kaleva is quite a bit of ahead of Kirthar.
Nice. So high 25, or I mean a 25 or a high 24 there. Nice. Very solid fight there. I think a 25 is for like a top 5 runner like these two, or top 6 in this case. 25 is probably a par for this fight. So it's pretty good, but you could do better. But it is technically you can get a 25 and still world record pretty easy.
Yes, there is some slight RNG to this fight, but you should be able to get at least a 24 every time.
Yes, like their Kirthar had to play a little safe there. He had 1 HP and he didn't want to shoot. If you shoot EXs, sometimes you can get punished. There can be some really unlucky timing when you shoot EXs, so you can just not use them. Just sacrifice a half a second or so. Kaleva gets the gumball first, gumball machine first, which is really bad. But he gets somehow he always seems to kill that really fast, and I'm not sure how. But he gets a really quick kill there. But it's bad to get that first, because if you get a really fast kill, then he goes off screen. He runs off screen way faster than he usually does. And he doesn't get it there, though, because he got it first. But that seemed like a pretty fast fight from Kaleva there.
Yeah, I wasn't seeing things last race. Kaleva did do the roundabout trap into the double damage lobber EX. If you don't mind, I'll call time after Kaleva, and we'll see how far ahead of Kirthar he is. Okay, 8-13. Yeah, Kirthar does this different trap. It's a vertical trap which does more damage, but he chooses to do it in a slightly different spot, which is a spot that's a little bit worse for every minion, except for the muffin. Like, if you get the muffin and do the trap in that spot, you actually get a very fast kill on that guy. While Kaleva is entering a very dangerous boss in Volley Warballs, as we saw last race. It gets a 36 Barons, which is a little bit slow. And Kirthar exit at 8:59, which means He is 46 seconds behind Kaleva.
Looks
I
like
haven't-
both runners, when they kill the baby bird, they don't do another swap on him. I'm not sure if they just don't think it's better, or if they're just, or maybe they just think their strategy is a little better, but they might be wasting a little damage there.
Kirthar is at 1 HP, which is
Yeah,
not
very
something you want.
scary.
But yeah, that baby bird's hitbox lingers for a bit, which is annoying if you're just playing the game casually because you can very easily get hit, especially if you go for like an S string. But it can actually be abused since you can get more damage off of him.
Right.
After he dies.
It was an old strategy to fire bombs at the last phase when the final phase is below the screen, rising up. But what you can do instead... Oh, Kirthar gets a knockout right at the very end. There was a
He has
flip out
two
coming.
very
Super
slick
dodge.
dodges.
Wow.
Yeah, insane stuff.
I forgot what I was saying. That was too scary.
You were talking about the old strategy where you use bombs.
Oh yeah, it's faster instead of just using bombs. Like I believe Kirthar was doing that last race. You can just use the pause buffer and shoot the baby bird, and then by that time the big bird will be on screen already.
I've ever taken a hit from one of these outbreaks, which again, doing the final phase of Jimmy with 2 HP is not exactly the same.
Yeah, it's very scary. So he's at 1 HP now, but he's about to get 5 cards. So he's going to try to get the super and then run in and hit him. Nice. That's always scary because every now and then there can be a really, really fast ghost. Like really fast, and it can be insanely hard to react to it.
Yeah, they look to be.
But he closes it out there.
Kirthar is in the exact same situation, 2 HP.
Nice. He gets the frame perfect trick there. There's a way if you press your weapon swap button and your EX button at the same exact time on the same frame, then you can get normal bullets and your special bullets to come out. And Kirthar gets it there just to be a little more optimal. And in this fight, it actually matters a lot because it lets you get your nuke faster too. And the nuke is very important for the final phase. So good on Kirthar for getting that in a race. Kaleva gets the glitch with 3 cards, so he's just gonna kill the 3rd phase real quick off screen. There you go, it's dead.
Yeah, I believe Kaleva's gonna have a pretty decent fight.
Yeah, this looks like a 31.
Kirthar definitely needs to catch up. Kaleva's playing really well. Yes, he does get that 31.
So he has 2 HP now. You can play a little safe, waste like a second and be okay with 2 HP. But sometimes you can get lucky and just not waste any time. So now he takes 1 HP. So he's gonna have to like play a little safe here, kill a couple dogs that he might not want to kill. Like there, he kills 2 that he doesn't want to kill because he's at 1 HP. He doesn't want to risk anything.
A great slam and then some. Now go!
Ooh, Kaleva taking 2 hits at the very beginning, but he does get the meteor pattern, and the meteor pattern is what you want. It's the easiest pattern to get the glitch, and the glitch is much safer than just doing this fight regularly. But and he does end up getting it. It's a very early glitch though, so these fire guys are gonna jump at him, and he only has 1 health left. Oh my god! I don't think he had a cloud down there, so he was just about to die. Unless there was a cloud down there, but I couldn't see because of Grim.
Okay, we'll see the time here.
13,
Kaleva
18.
exits. Yep. 13-18.
It's not only bosses; it's all bosses. You have to do all of them.
And there is also a running gun stage at the beginning, which is done purely to get coins, to get extra
Yeah,
weapon.
it is optional technically.
Okay, Kaleva getting the side pattern, and Kirthar exiting at 13:59.
What was Kaleva's
Then-
time?
13:18, so that is 31 seconds behind Kaleva. 41 seconds.
Yeah, 41. Kaleva in a very comfy position in this race. There's one more aisle, and then there's Hell, and he has a 40-second lead. So if he can find a way to play defensively when he needs to, then he can close this out. But 40 seconds is technically not safe right now. You can technically come back just from outplaying your opponent with this much time left. So we'll see what happens in aisle 3.
Yes.
There's a couple spots where you can lose a lot of time at the end of the game here.
Including this one, that Orkazloba.
Yes.
Can be a
Very
very
common to see
fight.
2 tries here.
Exactly.
Nice.
But he's fine.
So he does the bomb in between his 2 EXs. He's trying to calculate his damage to glitch the boss out there, so he doesn't have to fight the last 2 phases. And he had to do a last-minute adjustment there, which was it's not recent anymore. It was discovered. It's not really even a discovery. It's just optimal. Like he put a bomb in between his EXs, and it doesn't waste any time. It's just a way to make sure that you get the kill. And nice, Kirthar does the same exact strategy. You can cancel the animation that lingers when you use a bomb with an EX, and you can save time that way. So you can basically bomb cancel with an EX, and that was found a couple months ago, and that really helps for that fight. So Kaleva's going to do the same strat here. He's going to try to hit with just lobbers. He's doing... oh, nice. So Kaleva has learned the more optimal version of the lobber swaps recently, just for this race, I believe, and also just to optimize his time, his PB for this category.
I believe he's gonna have
So
a
good on him.
solid here. It's a 39, which is really good.
This fight definitely has one of the highest skill ceilings in the game now, along with Baroness, the candy boss, like we were talking about, because you can abuse double lobbers, but it's very hard to do that. So all the bosses now where you can implement that, they've gotten a lot harder recently. And these runners have been practicing and grinding those for a better chance to win the tournament. It's very cool to see strats that were, found 4 days ago, like in these races.
Yeah, and these runners just quickly learning this strat.
Yeah, I think I taught Kaleva like maybe 4 days ago.
But it is gonna be the last chance for one of these 2 runners.
Right.
Strategies.
Kaleva getting just roundabouts there, but the mouse is so thick that you can just jump over them and just get a bunch of hits. That looked like a pretty solid 33, or maybe a very low 34. Nice. 33 is a very solid time for this fight.
Yes. Kirthar, I believe he's having a really good fight as well. And just barely dodging the things as well. Okay, Kaleva's having a really solid run compared to Kirthar. It's time for the gauntlet.
Right.
This match will get red hot. Here goes.
And Brightbeard has been surprisingly nice during this set.
I don't think we've seen a fast or a two gun.
There it is.
There you go. There it is. That is the most annoying part of this boss, because now he has to go through a 3rd cycle.
Oh, but he gets the
He
squid.
gets very fortunate. That's the fastest version.
Yeah, one of the summons, you can actually just kill the squid and cancel it prematurely, so you don't have to sit through invincibility.
So still pretty slow, probably like a 36 or a 34. Okay, so yeah, with the squid you can go up and kill the squid, but that was the third cycle for him.
And
Was just the squid.
Brave trolling Kirthar as well with another 2-gun.
Yeah.
And this time
and he
that's the C
wow. And this is much slower than the squid.
Yes, indeed. I believe we're gonna see something like a 36.
But he has 5 cards, so he's gonna get his revenge right here. Oh my gosh!
He got a nothing, so that
He got a nothing at the very end.
yeah, that is very unfortunate for Kirthar since he was already far behind. I'm having a bit of a dangerous fight with Calamarian. 1 HP. And Calamaria, if you're not careful, you can actually die during the final phase. Okay, Kirthar closes out Branimir. But I think the damage is already done, and we need a mistake from Kaleva for Kirthar to be able to catch up. He already lost a lot of time. Yeah.
It's also not expected at all for a runner to die on the last phase of Briny. It's a pretty solved phase, and there's a way to avoid everything every time. But in a race with nerves, it's a whole different story.
Yes, indeed. Hey, there is a way Kirthar can catch up.
Don't even go there.
Now I'll put it on my name. Don't worry. Kaleva can potentially softlock the game here on this. And it's completely random. There's no way to control.
Almost all softlocks in this game are controllable, and they can happen by misplaying, but this one, it can just happen randomly, and there's nothing you can do. And it wastes a lot of time. You have to retry the whole fight, and it's at the very end. So that's one way that he can catch up. Or there's also just dying on King Dice, which is I'd say much more likely than the softlock.
Yes. Kirthar, it was at 2 HP, but then he took a hit.
Oh, that scared me. I thought he got it there.
That's a 47. Okay, Kaleva did not softlock the hit. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, Kirthar getting a 47. If you were watching, he held back on his damage again, just like last race. Because if you get around the 44 territory, then it means you're getting really close to soft blocking her early on in the fight. If you're gonna get a 44 in the end. Nice. So Kaleva having very solid train fights throughout this best of 3. I'm not sure. I think he had a 55 and a 56. I don't know the third one, but they were definitely really solid. Oh, Kirthar taking a hit when he's trying to get that parry. So he's at 1 HP and he's on the second phase. This is extremely scary because the train fight is the last phase is very random. It's so scary. It doesn't matter how good you are.
It can be very easy to take a damage on both the twins here and on the front of. We'll see if Kirthar can do out. Kaleva gets 1 heart on number 9, so it's gonna be relatively fine. Kirthar is able to go through the twins, and we'll see if he can do the engine.
He only has 1 card. Let's see if he can get a quick kill here. This is very, very difficult.
Yes. Hard to go. That was close. That was close 2 times.
Oh, and he gets it. Nice.
Nice.
And Kaleva already on King Dice.
Yeah. I was trying to watch Kaleva and see how he handled the poker chips, but what was happening on Kirthar's screen was way too.
So now Kaleva has the option to just take a damage here on purpose. Kaleva has 3 HP, and he's about to get another HP on the monkey. So he can choose to just take 1 damage here to do as much damage as possible to save a little bit of time. Because you only need 3 HP to kill King Dice himself without losing any time. And so it looks like he's not going for it, though. It doesn't really matter. There wasn't that good of an opportunity to do it anyways there.
Although if you don't take intentional damage right here, he's not gonna have 0 out of 3 HP on the scoreboard. But it's a very light time save anyway. And considering how far behind Kirthar is right now, that's not gonna matter too much. So Kaleva, if he's watching the stream and he knows Kirthar is behind, then it's pretty wise choice to just keep the HP and play it safe.
Here's a real high-class bout.
I thought it was the same amount of time, regardless of whether you get hit on the scoreboard. Nice, Kaleva first try monkey. So he's poised to get a very solid king dice. He has 3 HP for the final phase. Or 4 HP.
Yeah, so this is gonna be pretty much free for Kaleva unless he does a lot of mistakes. So yeah, basically if you take 3 HP of damage during the fight, which is only possible if you have a heart charm or on king dice, if you have extra hearts, you can actually skip the HP bonus section.
Ah, I see.
So not getting hearts at all is actually hurting you even more. Because he cannot get 0 out of 3. Kaleva has a pretty good run going. This is Kaleva's race to win. If he can clutch out the devil, then he's gonna have a really easy time with this. We will see. We have seen runners struggle with devil, so it's not completely out of the question.
Right, there are some very hard patterns that can occur in the very first phase here. There's 2 that are, in my opinion, are much harder than the rest. And Kaleva gets the slowest one. This one isn't difficult, but yeah, Kirthar gets first try monkey. Kaleva trying to just optimize this as much as he can. He shot a double lobber at the ground. He shot a lobber at the ground near the spider, hoping to do double damage to it. But it's so hard. It's so hard to time that. But he goes for it anyways. Now he's gonna pause the game real quick, and that lets him gain control of Cuphead a little bit sooner than intended. And he has 2 HP now, so this is his race to win. He's going to just spam these EXs on his eyes, and he has 2 HP for the final phase.
Yeah. So
Kaleva closes it out. GG to Kaleva. He advances to the grand finals of the tournament, and he gets a 24:36. Very solid time. Hey, man.
Hey.
How did the final race go? I don't know yet.
For Kirthar?
Oh, apparently I won. Nice.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, I didn't have any idea. Oh, I was nervous.
Oh, that I bet, dude. Did you know what pace Kirthar is on?
I halfway through the race, when I was somewhere around aisle 2, I checked the pre-stream, and then I saw that I was a little ahead. So yeah, then I just focused on not making any mistakes.
Right, we were talking about how you might start trying to play defensively just to make sure that you keep your lead. But yeah, GG, you had a couple of really clutch fights throughout the best of 3. So Kirthar closes it out with a 25:54. GG to Kirthar. He made it super far in the tournament. So he's going to get an invite to the Discord call.
Yeah.
We're going to have an after-match interview.
We'll see if you can bring it here. Yeah, he had a really good run throughout the tournament. I believe he went 4-1 in the group stage, just only losing to Tusi Plus, who also made it to semifinals.
Yeah.
And beat Luigi 100, who is ranked number 3 on the leaderboards.
Right, beating Luigi is no easy feat. Hey, Kirthar, what's up, man?
Hello.
Yo, GG, Kirthar.
Yeah, GG, man.
Yeah, that was a crazy race. GG to both you guys. Some really solid times throughout that whole best of 3. The end times, it makes me want to uninstall because you guys just get those times just, you know, in 1 or 2 tries. It's crazy. But yeah, congrats, Kaleva, for moving on to the grand finals.
Thank you.
Against Wolf, who just happens to be in this call right now.
Hey,
And and also Kirthar, I believe you have one more race. You are racing 2C plus for third place for the
Yeah.
bronze match.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting because I lost to him in the group play, so now I get my revenge.
Yes, you get your revenge.
That was my
And,
plan all along.
So there's a lot of revenge happening then. You are going to try to get your revenge on him. Wolf is trying to get revenge on Kaleva in the grand finals. Well, Kaleva is the only player that has beaten Wolf in this tournament, and they are meeting in the finals now. So it's going to be pretty crazy grand finals. Two of the best players in the world. But yeah, so how did you guys feel about the race? Do you guys have anything particular that you have to say?
Well, for me, I just feel like I really played on my own level, especially in the first race and third race. In the second race, I was really upset about that Wally death. It was my only big mistake, and it cost me the race. But then I made some mistakes in every single race I did today, and yeah, it really just tells us that I played on my own level. And I had some good fights through the run as well, so I'm pretty happy. But yeah, I know that I need to play better for the finals. I can't rely on Wolf making mistakes too much.
Right. It's gonna be really tough. Yeah, that Wally death was really unfortunate. You had 1 HP, and you got the one pattern where 1 HP is scary, right? Where he throws garbage and goes to the left. Where you need frame perfects, or you need really good mini plane to dodge it. Go ahead.
We have seen some crazy clutches with that pattern in this tournament, but yeah, I was like, okay, well, let's try to do it, and then I died, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not the chosen one, apparently.
Kirthar, you had a very similar situation where you mini-planed at the very end of Wally and clutched it out, where you barely dodged the one of the pills, I think, and I think you got the kill in mini-plane form, which was pretty crazy. Very similar situation to Kaleva. I'm not sure which race that was in. But yeah, Kirthar, how did you feel about the whole best of 3? And what do you what do you have in mind for your bronze match?
Well, I don't know. I just made a lot of stupid mistakes, I feel. Like, in my first and third race, I died on Hilda both of those races, on pretty far in. And yeah, just really stupid mistakes. So yeah, I have to stop making those mistakes pretty much. I don't know what else to say.
It can be really hard to not make those mistakes in a race, and we all know that you don't make those mistakes in your runs very often. But with a race, it's with the nerves, and it's a whole different environment, and it's really easy to mess up like that. But you did clutch out one race, and that was really good. And you brought it to the third game, which was really fun to watch. That was one of the best races I've had the pleasure of watching. GG to both you guys. Wolf, did you have anything to add?
No, it was a really nice race, and we still have the bronze match again. It's not just gonna be grand finals, so we're gonna have me versus Kaleva in grand finals, and then it's gonna be third place match with Kirthar versus 2C+. So do not miss out on those if you're interested in Cuphead, because those are gonna be 2 very great matches for sure.
Right. So that'll be it, I believe. I think it's time to wrap it up. So GG to both runners. Kaleva, congrats on advancing to the grand finals. You have a chance at fighting Wolf in the grand finals. And Kirthar, that was an amazing run throughout the tournament. You had some really good showings throughout the whole tournament. So GG, man. Thank you to everyone in chat who stuck around. And there's going to be 2 more races, 2 more matches, the grand finals and the bronze match for third place. And I believe that'll be it. Thank you all for watching. And see you guys next time.
Yep. Thanks everyone. Thanks Big Gaming for hosting the tournament. Thank you all
Yeah,
for
thank you,
watching.
Speed Gaming.
Thanks to all the participants.
Right, thank you, and I'll see you next time.
Yep, it's gonna be it. Bye bye.
Bye bye.